Okay, hi all, good morning. So, welcome to this SQL training course, October batch. Okay, so a quick introduction about myself. So, I am Mohammed Tanveer Khan. I have around 11.5 years of experience in IT industry, working on SQL, Unix, Python, and apart from that, I have worked totally on this data background throughout my career and finance domain. I have worked for multiple MNCs and product-based companies. So that is all about me. And this is the course agenda. This is the topics which we'll be covering down the line during our course. So this covers almost all of your basic plus advanced SQL. Yes, it doesn't have PL SQL. PL SQL we don't cover in this training course, but it covers all the basic plus advanced SQL functions, the keywords and all those things. So our target audience are especially those who are preparing for data engineering or data analyst job profile. Okay, and there is no prerequisite needed for this course. So that's why you can see we start from create, like how to create the table, how to insert data and all this stuff. So even if you don't know anything about SQL, you don't have to bother, you don't have to worry about that. The course will start from scratch. Okay. Secondary, this is totally a practical or the hands-on session. We don't have PPT. We don't go with the theoretical concepts. It's totally practical, totally hands-on over Zoom platform. And we practice on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server platform, you can see. But yes, many participants, especially those who are from non-technical background or those who are fresher, they have this confusion that convene in my project. We are working on Postgres or MySQL or any other platform, but we are teaching on Oracle or the SQL Server. So how we can understand it? Okay. So see, you have to understand it like SQL is something which is common across all the platforms. Whether you are practicing on Oracle, you're practicing on SQL Server, you're practicing on Postgres, MySQL, Teradata, Netezza, anyone. SQL is a standard language. Okay, don't get deviated or don't get confused that I'm working on different platforms. The SQL is different. No, syntax is overall same. I agree there is 0.5% or 1% differences there, but you can ignore it. Okay. And in interviews, the interviewers will never ask you a question that, okay, write this query for this platform, for this platform. No. So please don't get deviated from that perspective. During the course, you have all the freedom. You can practice on any platform, whatever you want. Okay. That's the one thing. And then next is after each and every class, we share the classroom recording, assignment, and the classroom notes on a daily basis. Okay. We share that on the YouTube. We will provide you private access so that you can access it from there. So this is high level about my course and how we proceed. And we have limited seat policy and almost 80% seats are almost reserved. Few 10 to 20% is means we will reserve it of fill it after this demo class is over. That is on first come first serve basis. We request don't force us to admit you if the seats are full. Okay. The next is the next part is yeah, that's all from my end. Do you have any questions so far before I proceed with the session? Anyone? And the session is totally interactive. We when we deliver this session, you have all the freedom to ask question. You don't have to wait till the end of the session. Then you have to ask. No, this is an interactive session. You have all the freedom, all the right to ask questions at any point of time. Okay, so any questions so far? Anyone?
Hi, Tanvir, this is Lalit.
Yeah, hi, Lalit.
I'm working in account and finance industry since last 14 years. I have gone through even data science course, but I did not get the sufficient opportunity to move into data science or Python and R. So, but I have a key desire to move into the data analysis or BA profile. So, would it help me to move there? Exactly, one of my friends suggested to join SQL classes from from you. So after completing this, how much it would help? Because I just want to, quick from this profile to business analyst or data analyst profile.
Okay. May I know who has referred you?
Pushpendra Singh.
Oh, okay. See, we have many participants from our previous batch who are from non-technical freshers, and they have cracked. They are now working in as a data analyst, data engineers. And at the very beginning, I have mentioned that this course has been designed especially for data engineers and data analysts. Okay. But if you are from business analyst, well and good, you can try for that as well. Okay. So this will be sufficient. The condition
I
is.
do not have the prior experience in BA or data analysis, so my previous experience would help me to crack something new.
That's what I'm telling. We will guide you that how you can reroute your previous experience in such a way that it will reflect that you have worked in this business analyst profile. Okay, we will guide you on that how you can reframe that. Okay, that will help you to frame that. Okay, that's not a problem. So what we suggest is if you're going down the line with this course, or those who have already registered, we will request you to religiously attend the class, work on the assignments on a daily basis. Don't skip the class. Within 1 or 2 weeks, you will feel the difference. Okay, that's what I can give you assurance. Okay, and nowadays, maybe on LinkedIn, those who are following me, you will see that many companies, and I was surprised that few of the questions from my assignment that was directly asked from my assignment. Okay, so we share almost 200 to 250 assignment questions. And during the course, you will be practicing 250 almost assignment questions. Okay, and the questions has been designed in such a way that it will start from simple, then medium, then complex. Okay, once you are mature, then you can go through my LinkedIn profile. I have tested a lot of complex questions there. You can try that as well. But now I will suggest those who are fresher from non-technical background, especially, don't go with hacker rank or lead code as of now. Once you get some maturity, you can jump into that. Okay, what happens? Everyone, they consider hacker rank or lead code as a benchmark. And if you, in the beginning, if you don't have sufficient understanding of SQL, and if you start working on that, and if you're unable to answer the questions, then you will feel frustrated. Okay, that's why we suggest not to go with that approach now. Work on our assignments. Within 1 or 2 weeks, you will feel the difference. Okay. Hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Any other?
Firoz here.
Yeah,
So,
Firoz.
sir, are you assist for job also? Like we are a fresher in this field.
Job, like how I will assist is during the course, I will be telling you that what kind of questions are asked in the interviews. Suppose if I'm teaching you joins, I will tell you that in joins, what all type of questions they can ask. Okay, that way we help. When you have interview, you connect with us one day before. We will guide you with some of the common interview questions, what they're asking, how to answer that. If we have some refer, we will guide you on that as well. But we don't give that we will place you 100% job assurance. No, nothing like that. I'm giving you any assurance. You have to fight there. You have to prove yourself. So at last, we can help you with the interview question preparation. If there is any refer, we can refer you there. That's what we can. Okay, Firoz.
Hi, Asad this side.
Yes, sir.
Tanvi sir, I want to ask, like, I am already working on SQL, so I know the basics, but I want to learn more advanced, and as I've already asked you about the cursors, like in how to do cursor in SQL. So I know it you will not cover in this batch. So will you teach cursor in another batch or any
I,
advanced?
yeah, sir. So actually, many participants, even from a previous batch, they have this request to add cursors, triggers, the stored procedures, functions. Okay, so we are planning that, and we have seen that nowadays, especially for SQL developer role, they're asking that you should have expertise in this PL SQL part. So yes, we are planning for that down the line, and we will start a separate session on PL SQL as well.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Hi, Tanvir.
Hello, this is Syed here. So I
Hmm.
have one related to the assignment, as you said, like there are 250 assignment you will give. So is it you will give some end-to-end some solution which we can include in our resume based on this knowledge we will get what we'll get here. So is there anything you have as such?
Solution, sorry, Sayed, I didn't get it. Can you elaborate that?
On
What
case,
solution you're telling?
like
In what
any
context?
case study or any games
Oh,
from end
okay, okay. Okay, got it. So how we proceed is, you can see like this, these are the set of the assignment questions we have, okay? And this has mixed kind of questions. Some are simple, some are complicated, and all those questions are there, okay? So we will be sharing these questions on a daily basis on an average 10 questions, 9 questions like that. And the next class, we start the next class with the assignment discussion. Like if anyone has any question, any doubt in the assignments, we will discuss that, okay? So this is how we proceed with the assignment discussions and all those things. Now coming to that, any scenario based or anything like which can add weightage to your resume. So many of the questions here are scenario based, okay? And then during our journey, we will give you a flavor that, okay, this particular keyword, suppose if I'm teaching you CT or the window function or the joins, then we will tell you that where in the real life scenario this is used in the project. Because nowadays during interviews, what happens? The interviewer will ask, they will check that whether you have implemented this keyword in the project or not, and where you have implemented. Okay, so we will give that flavor that in the project where this has been used, so that in the interviewer, if interviewer asks a question that in your project where you have used this, you can tell them. So this is how means each and every keyword we will give you the flavor of the real life problem, real life practical questions or the project based questions, and that helps in cracking the interviews. Hope I answered your question, Sayed.
Yes. Yeah. I think,
Okay.
yeah, pretty.
Okay, thank you.
Hi Tanvir, I just have a quick question. So
Yeah,
like, are we covering like the advanced concepts in SQL in this course?
Yeah, from SQL perspective, that is what I have shown you in the beginning. You can see this is the agenda. We are starting with create, insert, the basic one. Okay, and slowly then we are comparing comparison operator, the logical operators, aggregate functions, join, subquery, constraints, and analytic window functions. So from SQL perspective, basic plus advanced, we are covering all the topics here. And I have mentioned that PL SQL part we are not covering, but we are planning for that as well. Because once you are good in
Are we
SQL,
this batch,
PL
like-
SQL is not a big deal. Because
Like, is this like
Sorry?
completely weekend batch, right? Which will take like 8 weeks
this
to
is
complete?
totally weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday only, morning 8 to 10 a.m. IST.
Okay, like do you conduct any weekdays batches?
Weekdays
every
batch
day?
already started last week. 5 or 6 classes are over. Okay, and that is means it has crossed the threshold limit of participants, so we'll not be able to add any participant in that batch. Okay, I'm very sorry for that.
Okay.
And the new weekday batch will start by first or second week of November.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other question?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
hi Tanvir, this side Shankar.
I think okay, Shankar. Sorry, I think Pradeep was asking something for a long time. Sorry, Shankar. Pradeep, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, Tanvir. So right now I'm preparing for the data engineering, right? So in that perspective, I mean, will you able to like support like SQL questions?
That's what I told you. See, during my course, suppose if I'm teaching any particular keyword like joins. So first of all, how I proceed is I will tell you what is join, and we will solve some basic questions on the joins. Okay, and then I will tell you that where join is used in the project. What is the practical implementation of that? Okay, so this will help you during interviews, or if you're working in a project and if you're getting a struck. So we provide offline support as well. Offline support means once the class is over, you're getting a struck somewhere. So share the screenshot of the question or the logic where you're getting failed. We will assist you in that. Okay. But there is a clause. Sometimes what happens, I have seen that few of the participants, they will give the entire mapping sheet of the project. That Tanvir, this is happening in my project, please solve it. So sorry guys, it is difficult, okay, that we cannot go through the entire mapping sheet or the FRD document and will help you in that. Offline support means if you're getting somewhere, if you're getting error message, if you're unable to understand a logic, tell me, share the screenshot. And for that, you might have seen many of you are from those practice group of SQL. There as well, whenever I'm getting time, I'm providing the support. Those who are not my regular batch participant, even if they're asking question, I'm providing support. Okay, so you can ask questions. That's not a problem. Okay.
Yes, Tanvir. Yeah, thank you.
So see, again, I'm repeating because the same question I'm getting multiple times. So here we try to give you practical implementation of the keywords. This is not theoretical. I don't have any PPT, nothing. Each and every keyword we will do the hands-on. We will show you that how and then how it is used in the real life in the project where I have used in my finance domain. Okay, so that helps you to understand each and every keyword. And we will teach you each and every keyword from the engine perspective. Okay, like I can show you one example. You see, this is from the September batch. Okay, the last batch, weekdays batch started. Each and everything will tell you from the Excel sheet that how each and every keyword is executed, in which fashion it is executed, how internally the engine is working on that. Because I get multiple questions that, okay, Tanvir, I'm good in SQL, I know the basics, but I failed to solve the complex queries. Why do you, guys, can you please go on mute, those who are not speaking? 1 minute, I have to go on mute now. Okay. So why you are failing in solving the complex queries? The reason is you don't know how internally the engine is working, right? So, yeah, that's why we will teach you from the engine perspective that each and every keyword, how engine is processing it, why the order of execution is different, why we have having when we have already where as a filter condition, why window function is executed after all the filters, right? Why you cannot use window functions within the where clause of the same query, why subqueries are not recommended, CTs are preferred, why performance tuning is important. So all these things, okay, like why rank skips the sequence, what is the reason? Okay, so my session goes in this way. So when you know each and every nut and bolt of SQL, automatically it will be easy for you to crack the interview. Maybe you have seen last week I have scheduled a session with Karthik, right? He just have 2 years of experience and he has cracked a data engineer job profile in Citibank with a very decent package. So maybe I think many of you have attended that session with him. Okay. And then we have many other examples who are working in a bank as an associate, and now he's working in IBM as a data engineer. There was a guy who was from BA graduate. Okay. He was in arts. Now he's working as an analyst in that physics wala. So all these things are possible. Means, yeah, but yeah, you have to be regular, you have to work on the assignment. The course is sufficient to crack the SQL interviews. We have examples. That's what I can assure you. Any other question before we proceed?
One more question, Tanvir. Like, do you
Yeah.
provide recordings as well?
Yeah.
Class?
I told in the beginning, after each and every class, irrespective of the matter you're attending the class or not, we will share the recordings, assignments, and the classroom notes. After each and every class, these 3 documents will be shared with you. Because I know many of the participants, they have told that they will be going through recording only because of some different time zones and their official commitments, especially those who are from Nigeria or UK. So they have told that they will go through the recordings. So of course, the recordings will be shared on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, hi Tanvir.
Hello. Yeah.
Completion?
Yeah, Madhu. Sorry,
Yeah,
Madhu,
okay.
can you repeat?
Will you provide any certification after the course completion?
No, sorry, we don't provide any certification as of now, but we are planning down the line, we'll provide certification. But again, very important thing I will tell you to each one of you. We have been IT industry for more than 1 decade. I have been a part of recruitment team for multiple companies. Okay. You see, certificate doesn't hold much weightage. Okay. If you have external certificate, maybe from Amazon or Microsoft or Google, that holds some weightage. But again, don't think that will be like a blind game changer. No, you have to crack the interview. Where the certificate plays a role when a particular company, they have to hire 1 candidate, but they found that 4 or 5 candidates are suitable for that. Then certificate will become a game changer in that case. Okay, but to strictly to give a straight answer, we don't provide any certificate as of now. Okay, any other question?
Yeah,
Hello,
hi,
sir.
this is Rinku.
Can you?
Yeah.
So means I just want to ask how this course is designed. Means this is for who wants to go into data analyst or vision analyst, or we can go after doing this course as a SQL developer as well.
This course, again, I will show you the agenda. This is sufficient for data analyst, data engineer. From SQL perspective only, I'm telling, because data analyst means you should be strong in SQL, and then any reporting tool, especially I will recommend Power BI, and then basics of Python and advanced Excel. This create a bucket for data analyst. Okay. And for data engineer, then apart from SQL, you have the data engineer topics, Scala, PySpark, and many other things are there. Okay. But from SQL perspective, if you're asking that, Tanvir, once I'm done with this course, if I'm working on the assignments and everything, is this sufficient? Yes, it is sufficient. Okay.
Okay, means after
Fine.
doing this course, I can apply for the SQL developer as well, right?
Yeah, you can apply for that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Hello, sir. Am I
you-
audible?
Yeah, Heather. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. I'm working in the industry as a data engineer, but the problem is that I am facing issue regarding complex queries. When we have to optimize and tune the query, and we have to change the structure of the query. So at that time, I'm stuck there. So will you? This code will help me in order to get out like optimizing the SQL or like that. Or we have a complex query, multiple tables are joining, so at that time we are lacking there, so it will be helpful for me or not?
See, if you are thinking about a Power BI developer or OBI developer or any other reporting tool, you take for example, okay. At the back end, what you are doing, you are playing with SQL only, right? You are
Yeah.
hooking to the access layer of ETL and you are extracting the data and you are showing on the report, right? So
Yeah.
overall, you are playing with SQL only, okay?
Mhm.
And mostly you will be playing with joins, CT expressions, and the window functions,
Yeah.
mostly,
Mm.
right? So yes, you can see it is covered here. We are covering all those things. Joins
As
is
we know
there.
all the basics and all stuff, SQL, but I have to like we have our reports on Cognos, so we have to optimize because they are taking a lot time on the
Ah,
database.
yeah.
So we have to change the structure and we have to do the tuning of that reports.
That's
So
what I told you in
I
the.
have,
Yeah,
yeah.
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So for that reason, I have joined the course that if I got that thing like optimizing and tuning the SQL, so it will be very helpful for me.
See, optimizing and tuning is nothing but improving the performance, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Either you are
Mm.
thinking from a reporting perspective or from the data pipelines creation perspective, right? So for that, you have to understand each and every keyword, that which keyword is good from performance, good in the sense which gives less load to the SQL engine, right? So that is a continuous process. We don't have any separate session for that. Suppose here, see, I have this independent query and correlated query. When I will be teaching you this, simultaneously, I will be telling you that which is good from performance. If I'm telling correlated query is not good from performance, it will impact the performance badly. Then I will be telling you the reason that why. Then I'll be telling you that which one you should go with. Suppose a star we should not use in production environment, right? It is a costly keyword. Then why?
Yeah.
What is the reason? So that's a continuous process. In each and every topic, we'll be telling you that which one you should use, which one you should not use. Okay, suppose if I'm teaching you joins, then I will tell you where not to use full auto join, how it will impact the performance. Okay, so yes, that's a continuous process and I'll be helping you.
Okay, so one more question. I'm from Pakistan, and what will be the payment method for this
Can you
course?
connect with us on personal window, okay, Heather?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
No problem. Any other?
Hi,
Yes,
Tanvir.
Tanvir.
1 minute. Sorry. Ganyat, you want to ask something? I think he is from Nigeria and it's, I think, 2:30 or something at his time. So do you have
Yeah,
any
can
question, Ganyat? No. Okay. Yeah. Others, please go ahead.
So I was, I wanted to know, data modeling will be covered in this course?
No, sorry, no, we'll not be covering data modeling.
Okay.
See why? Because for this topics only, I'm taking 40 to 45 hours. Okay. So I thought of adding PL SQL, but that will cross 60 hours. So that's why we have segregated. And I know many of you will be surprised at why you're taking 40 to 45 hours just for this basic plus advanced. So once you will be with the session, you will understand that why we take this much time for this. Okay. So data modeling, we don't cover. Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, I have one question. While giving you assignment, no, sir, how we know that we answered that it is right, correct or wrong?
Okay, that's what earlier what we used to do is in the August batch and July batch, we used to share the assignment and you have to work on the assignment. You have to share the solution with me on a daily basis. Okay, we will evaluate that and we will give you the feedback, the comment in the same assignment sheet, whether it is an Excel or PDF or whatever format you are sharing. Okay. But then what we realized is when we are giving one-to-one feedback, suppose some important concept is there, so that is missed from others. So now from this September batch, we have changed the trend. You have to work on the assignment, okay? And in the questions, we will mention the expected output as well, how it works in the HackerRank or LeetCode you might have seen, right? So next day, immediately, we will start the session with the assignment discussion. I will open the assignment sheet and I will ask that, okay, those who have the questions, you please ask it. So then if you have question, any doubt in a particular question, you will ask it, or even if you think that my answer is not correct, so you can discuss there. That will be an open forum and everyone can discuss on that. So that's how we discuss the assignment questions.
Sir, is there any platform that we enter our queries? So at that time only we got an answer that in this query we written is correct or wrong. So
yeah, okay, good question. See, so many of you have this question that Tanvir, I'm working in my official laptop. I cannot download any ID to practice SQL. So we practice on this Oracle Live SQL. I will tell you how to log in, how to create a account and all this stuff. This is totally online. Even if you're working in your official laptop, you don't have to download it. Just go in Google and write there Oracle Live SQL. Let me write it here. Just write here Oracle Live SQL on Google, and then it will ask you to create an account. Very basic information it will ask, your name and Gmail ID and all those things. An account will be created. Even if you're working in your official laptop, you can log into this and you can practice. This is the one way. Second is your Microsoft SQL Server, this platform. Okay. For this, you have to do the installation. We will guide you, we will tell you the steps how you can install it. But this cannot be installed in your official laptop. Maybe they will block it. So you can, if you're working on a personal laptop, you can download it. If you want to practice on MySQL, we will share with you that the steps how to download MySQL. But if you are a fresher, if you're starting a journey, don't get confused with all these vendors. Work on anyone. We recommend Oracle Live SQL. So you can try on that. Okay.
okay.
Any other question?
I have a question. If you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Ganesha. Please proceed here.
All right. So I hope this course will be beginner friendly because I have no prior knowledge on SQL.
Yeah, I have mentioned in the beginning that no prerequisite is needed. We start from scratch. We will tell you that how to create table, what are columns, what are rows. So no prerequisite is needed. The session will start from scratch.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Fine then, guys. Shall I proceed? Or any other question?
One
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one question. So I'm working as a data engineer, but how can you cover the advanced level? I'm working as a data engineer since 3 years.
Advanced level of SQL, you are telling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now our project demanding totally purely works on a SQL. Previously we used the Spark, but now our project demand is purely on SQL. The
Okay.
SQL part, I was not, I mean, advanced level, I'm not that much of sure. So
Okay.
what is that we can cover?
So can you tell me in advanced level of SQL what you mean? What keywords you mean?
Let's see, when we get the requirements in Spark, by coding, we used to do the coding. I mean, requirements. Okay.
No. Just sorry. My
Mhm.
question is advanced SQL. What you mean?
That means optimizing the query. Okay.
Then
And thinking about the logical part, how we
logic
can write
preparation.
the
Right.
this thing I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. So logic, we will help you with the logic preparation. That if I'm giving a complex query, how you have to start with that. You see, that's what I have shown you in this Excel. You see. So.
No, I'm
see.
sorry. Actually, I joined a bit late.
No issues. So we will help you to understand from this Excel that, okay, how you have to start preparing a logic. If there is a SQL question, how you have to approach it, how you have to prepare a flow chart, how you have to prepare an algorithm, then how you have to translate that in SQL query. Now, this is the problem. When I have seen the participant, when I will give some SQL query, they will jump directly to the question. That's not the way. First of all, think manually as a layman term. Prepare a flow chart algorithm, then translate that into the SQL query. We will discuss all these things. It is there in the part of this
Yeah,
course.
exactly. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because
That's
there
what
only
I'm
I'm
showing you
lagging
this
behind. There only I'm lagging
SQL
behind in my
hands-on.
current project.
No issues. We'll discuss all these things. Okay.
Sure. And if that course is for, we'll get the recording or is it live?
Yes. I have mentioned earlier as well. We will share recording on a daily basis, classroom notes and the assignments.
And how long will it be there? The recording?
Recording, 1 year access will be having.
Okay. And what is the duration for this?
1 year, I told you. 1 year access will be having for the recording.
No. I mean, not for recording. I'm talking about for this
Course duration. Okay. Course duration for weekend it is almost 2 months, 8 weeks. Okay.
Only weekend, right?
Only weekend, Saturday and Sunday only, morning 8 to 10.
Morning 8 to 10. Okay. That's fine.
IST, timing is the IST.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Hi. Yeah.
Hi. So Tanvir, actually, I am working as a SQL developer, but I want to understand whether you will be cover the cross apply, outer apply concept in this course.
Sorry, what are you having? Cross apply?
Yeah, cross apply, outer apply.
Okay.
Because I am finding it difficult to digest as compared to joins. So.
Okay. Yeah, we will discuss all those things. Cross apply, level, connect by, and all those things you're asking, right?
Yeah.
We will discuss all these things. It's there in the scope.
Okay. Yeah,
fine.
Thanks.
No problem. Fine then, guys.
Hi, Tanvir.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Sridhar.
Tanvir, actually, I come from a banking background, basically non-technical background. So I am planning to become a business analyst actually. So I'm in data. So how is this sequence going to help me with that?
See, I have mentioned that this is especially for data analysts, data engineers. And if you are able to crack data analysts, of course, it will be easy for you to crack business analysts, because how the path goes is first level is business analyst. And then if you get good maturity, you enter the data analyst job profile. Okay, this is how it goes. So if you're able to crack the interview of data analysts, obviously you can crack for the business analyst as well. But if your question is, what is the path? The path is for business analysts, you should be strong in SQL, any reporting tool, okay, and the business domain in which you are working, you should know that. If you're working in finance domain, you should know the basic financial terms. If you're working in that hospitality sector, you should know that. But from SQL perspective, it is more than enough, especially for business analysts, the ETL testers, and this will be more than enough for you.
Thanks, Tanvir.
Okay, no problem. Any other question, guys, or shall I proceed? Shall I start the session now?
Just one last question. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure, Heather. Yeah.
I'm asking about the timing. It's too early. weekend days. So,
Yeah, I
we
agree.
work
It's
for
too
almost
early.
5 days and this weekend, and we have to wake up early. So it's so,
I think for you it will be 7:30, right? 7:30 a.m. Correct?
yeah, 7:30 here.
7:30, yeah. So actually,
It's
no,
so,
earlier this batch was from 7 to 9. Okay. Based on the same request many participants have raised, we have changed this from 7 to 8. Okay. So we cannot change now. I'm very sorry for that because
So
they have
can't we
already
make at
published it.
9 to 11? Can't we make at 9 to 11? Because as you said, yeah, I mean, in office, so for work days, we wake up at 6, 7. But at least in the
I
weekend.
yeah, I agree with you guys. But sorry, we have already published this. Again, there will be a conflict. Many they have different time zone for US and Canada people. It will be difficult. Okay, so I'm very sorry. We have published this already, so we cannot change it now. I'm very sorry for that. Okay. So just bear with us for 2 months. Sacrifice your what I can say, comfort zone. Okay. And if you're missing for a particular day, you can go through the recordings. You can connect with us if you're getting stuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine then. Any other question? Okay. So.
Hi, Tanvir.
Yeah. Hi, Satya.
Yeah, actually, I'm asking that the duration is 8 weeks, right? So,
8 weeks. Yeah, Satya.
Yeah. Actually, after this course, if it is means any doubt will come in the future, so can you help us? Means like
Yes, sir.
anytime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will show you my WhatsApp chat. You will see most of the messages are from the previous batches friends only. They're getting stuck somewhere. So we will help.
Oh,
Okay. But Satya, you will be joining this for a few days, no? You're moving to that weekday batch you mentioned, right? Or you'll be continuing here?
no, I will continue here only.
Continue here only. Okay, fine then. No
Yeah.
issues. So
Okay.
this will take 8 weeks, Satya.
Okay, fine. Okay.
No problem.
So any projects are there? Means like a real-time project?
No. We don't do any real-time project, but we will give you that in real-time project where these keywords are used.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Jamshed, right? Okay.
Yeah, Jamshed. I have a question. Sorry, I joined late. I have a question about the SQL. Should we go? Should you can go through our go through a dynamic SQL?
Dynamic SQL we don't cover here. You see, actually, SQL has many other flavors. Okay, T-SQL is there, then PL/SQL is there, and all the stuffs are there. So during this course, it is really difficult to cover all those things. So what we have covered the agenda, if you see, the common terms. Okay, if you know all these terms, the basic functioning of this, you can create dynamic SQL, right? If you know all these things, so quickly you can pick up the PL/SQL. Okay. So that's why we don't cover all this stuff. So what will happen is that this course will become very huge in that case. But if you know this basics, you can jump to the dynamic SQL. That's not a big deal. Or any other PL/SQL or T-SQL, what you are doing, the name is procedures and functions. But internally, what you are doing, you are using this select queries only, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Fine then, guys. Any other question? Shall we start with the session now?
Tanvir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So what is the price for this course?
It's 2,000 INR, $40 USD, 50% discount for students, and 50% discount for financial, means those who are financially weak. We trust you. In the financially weak, we don't want any proof. But those who are student, we need your valid ID card. For Nigerians, it is 50% discount because they have high currency rate. This is the what I can say, the fee structure.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Fine. Okay. So hope you all have got an understanding about the course and the structure and all those things. So I am starting with the session now. I will just ask once again. Hope my voice is audible clearly and hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes, Tanvir, yes.
Okay, good. So before I proceed, quickly, I need 4 or 5 volunteers to just tell me what is your expectation from this course? Quickly, okay. Expectations, what you have. Who wants to go first? And just in one line, don't narrate a story. Just in one line, tell me what is expectation from this course.
Hi, Tanvir, this is Lalit. I
Yeah,
just
Lalit,
want
yeah.
to shape my career in a new way. After having 14 years in account and finance, I just want to move into the another way, like the data engineering or business analyst. I want to utilize my finance knowledge into the new era.
Okay, got it. Fine. Next, who wants to go next?
Yeah, hi Tanvi, it's Nilesh.
Yeah, sure.
So Tanvi, I just now working as a data engineer, but I just want to move to some other big company or a product-based company. So I just want to prepare myself for the better as a SQL developer or a data engineer developer.
Okay, good, got it. Any other? Third?
Yeah, hi,
Be
Tanvir.
experted in SQL.
Prakhar, what you were telling? Sorry.
Yeah, yes. Hi, Tanvir. So right now, like I'm doing too much with Python, so I'm making dashboards. But right now, I want to like switch to SQL and use more and more custom SQL to make dashboards. For that, like I'll have to be good in CTs and subqueries.
No, but one thing I am confused here. You told like
Yeah.
you are working on SQL, sorry, Python, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
which framework you are using there?
Like in Python, you are telling? Look.
Yeah.
So right now, you know what I'm like. I'm reading the old queries in this Python in a data frame, and then using pandas and making data frame and pushing it in dashboards. So if like I want to be better in SQL, so that I don't have to go use too much pandas for doing things. Yeah.
That will make a good combination actually of Panda and SQL, and then you can use a SQL query inside the Panda data frame, and then you can do the comparison and many other stuff. That's what you're telling, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Next.
Hi, this is Sajjad.
Sajjad, yeah.
Actually, I'm working as a voice engineer with Genesis and Avaya system. So I want to use the SQL knowledge for creating reports and customization. So for that, because I don't have much knowledge in SQL.
Okay.
So that's what maybe these queries will help us in building the reports. And all.
Of course. This will be more than enough for you. Okay. Any last one? Who wants to go last?
I'm here to get the strong knowledge in the SQL.
SQL is strong knowledge. Okay, Geniet, what you telling?
Okay, I'm transitioning from a totally different career path to becoming a data analyst. And I hope this will help me.
Yeah, of course. Data analyst, fine. Yeah. Okay, fine, got it. So mostly, and this is the same expectation from each batch. Those who are from non-technical background, they want to switch in data analyst. Those who are still working as a data analyst or data engineer, they want to switch into a product-based company. Many of you are writing SQL queries, but you fail to write advanced SQL query or to the complex queries. Few of you are working on report side, but you want to get some enrich experience on the SQL so that you can prepare some dashing reports, right? So overall, this is the expectation. And guys, one thing I will tell you, for the next 5 years at least, okay, you will be living in the data era, right? Now it is you all know that data is the new oil, right? So one thing is damn sure, SQL is bread and butter. Please make a note of this somewhere. SQL is the bread and butter to stay in IT industry or to enter into the IT industry. This is a shortcut path. Get some good expertise, okay, or the strong expertise in SQL, and almost 50% of your interview is done. Whether you're working in any background, either you're working in the front end, back end, business analyst, data engineer, non-technical. I have told you that I have shown you, I mentioned a few examples in the beginning. One person you're working an associate in the Yes Bank. I think he has referred many in this group, and you know that guy. He is right now working in IBM as a data engineer. And I will schedule a session with him. Last week I scheduled a session with Karthik. 2 years experience, data engineering job profile in a Citibank. Okay, and then one person BA, he was Bachelor of Arts, working as an analyst. So don't think it is difficult, tough, or impossible. No, just show me a strong commitment. That's what I need from you, and some patience level. Because my sessions, it go at a very slow pace, because I have to take care of each and every student there from various backgrounds. So this will be in. Okay. The SQL is the bread and butter nowadays in the IT industry. That's what I can tell. Okay. Now,
Tanvir, sorry to interrupt. I just want to know what is the role of exactly data engineer?
okay, role of data engineer. Okay. Before that, tell me one thing. Okay. So now almost we have started the, and I'm going to start the course. Okay. Tell me one thing, guys. Suppose I have 5 restaurants. Okay. I will request all others to please go on mute, those not speaking. Okay. So suppose I have 10 restaurants in India. Okay, in all the metropolitan cities I have. So to manage those restaurants, to understand how the profit is increasing or decreasing month over month, quarter over quarter, year over year, how much the revenue is there, how much liabilities are there, how I am performing with my competitors, how I can get all this information. Any idea? What I have to do for that?
Like analyzing the historical data.
Analyzing the data, right?
Historical data, yeah.
Historical data and current data as well, but you are correct. We should prefer doing the analysis of historical data. That's fine. That's an ideal answer. So the thing is, you have to understand the data of your business, right? You see, nowadays, if you open any e-commerce application, either Flipkart, Amazon, or any other thing, you will see how quickly they are changing their offers. Right now, it is the festive season in India, right? We'll see how quickly they're changing the offer. So you can understand how quickly they are understanding the data and the competitors, what they are doing, right? So that's why nowadays it is very important for any business to understand how the business is doing. For that, they have to understand the data. Hope you all agree with me, right? Even in elections, the politicians, their IT, they're understanding, they're using their data to understand their voter vote bank and all those things, right? So it is very important to understand the data of your business, whether it is from any background, whether it is e-commerce or any other platform. And nowadays, especially after 2010, the sources which is generating data is very huge and very means a lot of sources are there which is generating data, and that is why your big data came into picture, your 4V, right? That is why big data came into picture. You can understand that YouTube, how much data it is generating on a daily basis, Twitter or any other social media site, WhatsApp, right? Have you ever thought that in YouTube, if you are viewing political videos, so in the recommendation, you will see only political videos are shown to you. How the engine is working at the back end. It is analyzing the search history and the watch history of each and every what I can say, each and every participant, each and every audience, right? And then accordingly, they are showing you those recommendations. So can I request you guys to please go on mute? Ashwani, Ganiet, can you please go on mute? Some background noise is coming, or else I have to mute all. Okay, you can unmute if you have any question. Okay, so overall the thing is, nowadays, if you are unable to understand the data of your business, you have to suffer. So it is very important to understand the data of your business. Now see, you are doing a shopping in any retail, any like e-commerce application, or maybe you went to some like retail store, maybe Reliance or any other store. Okay, you are purchasing something there. You have done the billing, immediately you have observed that you will get a message that, okay, next time when you will purchase for 5,000 or 10,000, we will give you this much discount, right? We all might have experienced that. So how quickly that engine is working, how it is analyzing your data, and it is giving you some offers, right? So how all things are working? They all are analyzing your data, your data, and accordingly they're making some decision. So that's why nowadays it is very important for each and every business, irrespective of the field in which they're operating, to analyze and to understand their business data, and then accordingly they will take some decisions. Hope it is clear that why we are telling the data is the new oil. You are living in a data era. Okay. Now the question is, what is the responsibility of big data or data engineers? You see, when you're preparing the reports, okay, now your Power BI developer or the Tableau developer, they're preparing reports. On the reports, you are showing some numbers, maybe the asset number, the revenue number, the total profit, the liabilities, what you have, your what I can say, your strength, employee strength, and many other things are showing on report. Suppose if the number on report is not good, is not correct, can you tell me what will happen? What is the negative consequence of it? Any thought, guys?
We will lose the job.
You will lose the job. That is fine. How the business will suffer? How the business will suffer?
Yeah, hi Tanvir. So I can say to my perspective, like from my what business I work on. So there are a lot of plannings being done by seeing that data on the dashboards or reports. So if we publish the wrong data, then there might be some issues in further planning, and or even wrong plannings could be done.
Correct.
Like, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
If the numbers what we're showing on report is not correct, ultimately what happened? Your business stakeholders, maybe your CTO, CEO, or CEO, okay, or your fund manager, your portfolio manager, they will make a strategy or business decision based on that wrong number, right? And ultimately that decision will not be correct, and that will impact the business, right? So that is why the numbers what we're showing on report has to be accurate and correct. You all agree with that, right? Now, how the numbers will be correct? The Power BI developer, they are connecting to the access layer or the final layer or the data mart of any ETL project, right? And they're hooking there, and from there they are doing some basic transformation, and they're showing the number on the report. This is the task at a high level. This is the task of any Power BI developer or any reporting developer, right? But on the access layer, when you're pushing data to the access layer, it is coming through a stage layer of ETL. Then you have integration layer. Then it is moving to the access layer. Now from source to stage, stage to integration, integration to access, you have data pipeline. Okay. These data pipelines are nothing but all your business logic, your transformation logic, your data cleaning activities. You are doing all these things here. And this is the responsibility of a data engineer, okay, to create the pipelines as per the business requirement. If they have not done the coding correctly, if they have not implemented the business logic correctly, so ultimately the numbers, the calculations will be wrong, right? So this is at a high level, this is the responsibility of a data engineer. Earlier, what happened, 2-3 years back, companies, they were in huge demand for data analysts, okay? But what happened, the numbers what data analysts were showing or the Power BI developers were showing on the report, that was incorrect. And if the numbers are incorrect, to a large extent, data engineers are also responsible. Why? Because if they're not creating correct pipeline as per the business requirement, obviously the calculations will be wrong, and you will end up loading incorrect data into the access layer. And Power BI developer or any reporting developer, what they will show the same number what you have loaded into the access layer, right? So that is why nowadays companies, they realize that first of all we have to make some strong and accurate and perfect data pipelines, right? Then only the numbers on the access layer will be correct, accurate. then only Power BI developer or any reporting developer, they can show correct number on the report. So that's why data engineer is in huge demand these days. That is the reason. Hope I answered your question. Okay. Is that clear, Lalit? I think Lalit asked that.
Yeah.
Okay. And all your job profile, your Power BI developer, your data analyst, your data scientist, your machine learning algorithm, your and artificial intelligence, they all work on top of data. If the quality of data is not good, this all will give you incorrect output. Okay. So that's why good quality data is very important for any business. The last previous project in which I was working, that project was kept on hold for 1 year. You know the reason? The reason was the quality of data what we're getting source was not correct. We're getting a lot of bad data, a lot of incorrect data, junk values, null values. So that's why that project was kept on hold for 1 year. Okay. Yeah, someone was asking question.
Tanvir, as I know Tableau also, so it is important to become developer also, or knowing only Tableau is good for me?
For which profile you're asking?
Data engineering or data analyst?
No. See, for data engineer, reporting tool is not mandatory. Power BI or Tableau, it is not mandatory. If you have that experience, well and good, but that is not mandatory. Okay. If you're working as a Power BI developer or Tableau developer, then Tableau and Power BI is a bread and butter. Data analyst, you should know Power BI, Tableau. Business analyst, you should know that. For this analyst job profile, you should know one reporting tool, and I will recommend go for Power BI because that's a Microsoft application.
Knowing reporting tool is good, or becoming a developer is also important? Because I know, but I'm not a developer. Like,
no, but the thing is, like, for which profile you're asking? That's what I told you. If you are pursuing for data an engineer or the SQL developer, reporting tool is not mandatory for you. Okay, because your job will in data access layer. Once you have loaded data in the access layer, your job is done. After that, reporting professional, they will come into picture. They will connect their reporting tool to the access layer, and they will hook it, and they will do some basic transformation. They will show the numbers on the reports. Okay. Any other question? Okay. So you understood why data is important, because you have to understand your business, and then that's why data is important. Now, we understood that why data is important. Now the next is why SQL. Why nowadays suddenly everyone is talking about SQL? Why most of the companies, they are looking for SQL expertise, whether you're working in the front end or the back end or the analyst or the tester. Why? What is the reason? Any answer? Why SQL?
Yeah, I can go. Matlab, as per my understanding, because like nowadays every company has a lot of data, and the first thing we need to analyze, for analyzing the data, first thing we should know how to pull the data, right? So matlab, so if we are not good at SQL, we are not getting the proper data from the databases, then how like we can go further like for creating dashboards and whatever business reports. So like as per my understanding, this is the only reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almost correct. Almost correct. You see, now the question is why SQL? Okay. Go back almost 20 years back. If you think in government office, you see, you will be see the files, a lot of files will be there. All the data will be in the files. And if someone has to search a particular data or record or information, they have to scan a lot of files, and then they will search it there. It will take half an hour, 1 hour, more than that, right? We all might have seen that. Even in movies, we have seen that this kind of thing happen. But with SQL, if you want to fetch some data, suppose by how much percentage my profit has increased in 2022 quarter second as compared to 2020 quarter one, right? So here, first of all, you have to derive the profit of 2020 quarter one, then the profit of 2022 quarter two, then you have to find the difference, then you have to find the percentage, then you have to find the increase in percentage, right? For this, if you are strong in SQL, within 2 to 3 minutes, you will write a query, you will hit it, and within fraction of second, the engine will give you result, right? So at max, within 5 minutes, the numbers will be in front of you, right? But if you think about Excel or those file system, first of all, you have to collect all the data of 2020 quarter, sum it up, then 2022 quarter two, sum it up, then find the difference in all this stuff. A lot of manual steps will also be there, right? So this is the reason SQL has that capability that it can fetch the data quickly for you, apply whatever business logic you want, it will fetch the data quickly for you. It will show you the results so that you can take the business decisions very quickly, because time is a very important parameter these days, right? Okay, so that's why SQL is in huge demand, because you are living in the data era and you should be able to store your data, process your data, fetch the information, and all these things can be done with the help of SQL. And almost for like last 40-50 years, okay, this language is in the market, is in the IT industry. Okay, almost for 40-50 years. Okay, still it is in the market. Okay, so hope it is clear. So now let's jump to that table creation part. Now, first of all, we will see that how to store data. Okay, we'll start with that. Then I will show you how to fetch data and all these things. Here, okay, and down the line, I will be teaching you that what is database and all the system, and what is the data type and all those things. Okay, first of all, there is a concept of table. Okay, what is table? Table is very much similar to our house. We are living in the house. Similarly, to store data, we need some container, some bucket, and that is known as table. Okay, so suppose here I am creating a table with the name employee. Okay, and suppose here the values are like ID, name, department, and salary. And take me some random number like 1, 2, 3, 4. Name is suppose Raj, Tom, Abdul, Akash. Department is tech, it is sales, it is HR, it is again HR. Salary suppose 100, 200, 150, 300. Okay, so this is a very simple example of your table. Okay, so what is the name of this table? Name of the table is employee.
Employee.
Okay, now you can create a table. Now I will tell you that how to create a table in the database. Okay, we'll see all those things. Oh, one more thing I will tell you. During my course, what happens? Suppose if I'm teaching you right now about create or insert. Okay, and suppose if you have question from joins or city expression, then sorry, I will not jump into that, because that will disturb the sequence. Okay, if you have question from some other topic, so what we used to do is, after once the class is over, we stay on the same meeting, same bridge. You ask question from whatever you want, but during the course I don't disturb the sequence, because those who are freshers or non-technical, they will get confused that, oh, Tanvir was teaching create, now directly he's jumped to join. What is the join? Okay, so that's why I don't deviate from the sequence. I follow a fixed pattern here. Okay, so this is about a table. Here table is employee, and this all are the columns. ID, name, department, salary are the columns. Now, what is the naming convention of a table? You can create a table in database with any name, right? Whatever name you want, you can create a table. The only restriction is you should not use the reserved keywords. Now the question is, what is reserved keyword? We will discuss that down the line. Okay. So here I have shown you an employee table, which has the column ID, name, department, and salary. So in this employee table, if I will ask you what all are the columns, so the columns are ID, name, department, and salary. Okay, hope it is clear so far. Now the question is that Tanveer, is there any restriction on the number of columns in a table? Because right now you are showing only 4 columns in this employee table. Is there any restriction? I want to create a table with 10 columns. Is that allowed? I want to create a table with 50 columns. Is that allowed? So what do you think, guys? What is your opinion?
Yes.
I think it will be allowed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you can create a table with n number of columns. There is no restriction. You can create a table with 100 columns. There is no restriction. But there is a best practice that create table with less number of columns. Why? We will discuss that. There's a concept of normalization and all those things. When we will come to that part, we'll discuss it. Okay. So as a best practice, you should create table with less number of columns. But in the interview, if the interviewer is asking you a question that can you create table with 100 columns, or is there any limitation? So the answer is there is no limitation. You can create it, but as a best practice, it is suggested to create tables with less number of columns. Hope it is clear so far. Any question? Okay, you understood what is table? Table is like a container to store or save data. It is very equivalent to our house or flat or apartment. Okay. Now then you have columns. Here we have column ID, name, department, and salary. Okay. You can ask question here that Tanveer, you have given the column name is ID. Can I give employee ID? Yes, you can give. You have all the freedom to write a column to what all name you want. Again, the exception is you should not use reserved keyword. What is reserved keyword? We will see that. Okay. Similarly, you can ask that, okay, Tanveer, here you have used name, but I want to keep this column as employee name. Can I keep that? Yes, you can keep the name as employee name, your wish. Okay, fine. So this is all about columns. Now, okay, now this one Raj Tech 100, this is known as one row or one record. Okay, then the second one, this is known as second row. This is known as third row. This is known as fourth row. So in this table, if I will ask you how many rows we have, so what will be your answer?
4 rows.
4 rows. So when I'm asking rows, please don't consider this headings, this columns as well. This is not considered as rows. Okay, only these all are the rows of this table. So in this table, we have 4 rows. Now the question is there any limitation on the number of rows or records in a table? What do you think, guys? Is there any limitation on that? I want to create a table with 1 million records. Is that allowed?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's
There
allowed.
is some limitation.
You can create that. There's no limitation. In my previous project, we're working in a table that was having 15 million records. That is allowed. And nowadays, it is very common thing. We are staying in the big data era. Okay. There is no limitation on that. And that is why nowadays, you know, that performance, query optimization, tuning, it is like something fancy word these days. Because of this, because nowadays you're handling huge volume of data. And suppose if query is not optimized, we will run it. It will take time. Suppose if you are opening any app and if it is taking 10 seconds of time, you will get irritated, right? We want that if you're opening any app or any other website, quickly it should show me the result, right? So similarly, that's the reason your query has to be optimized so that if someone is working on it, it should give the result immediately. That's the reason. Okay. So far, any question? What is table? What is column? What are rows? Any questions so far?
So we have 4 rows, and so we will consider 4 columns as well, right? Or 3 columns.
Here we have 4 rows and 4 columns. Okay, but if you want to add one more column, suppose you want that I want to add Tanveer location as well. You can add location. Okay,
No,
you can make.
was as we are leaving the first ID name department, we are not considering that as a row. So I just thought that the ID 1, 2, 3, 4 we will consider it as a column, or like leaving will leave as a ID name department and salary.
No, these are the columns. ID, name, department, salary. These are the columns. Okay. Your rows will start from here, the actual data. These all are the rows. These are the actual data. Have I answered your question? Is that you're asking or something different?
No, I was just confused that as we are counting the rows from Raz, Tom, and Abdul, right? So we have four rows and leaving the headings. Means ID name. So if we count the columns, so we will leave a column like 1, 2, 3, 4 as these are the numbers, or consider from B, C, D.
No. You have to consider all the columns. That is why I told you, that we have 4 columns here. You have to consider ID, name, department, salary, all. Irrespective of the data what they are having. Suppose maybe ID, all the values are blank. Even then you have to consider this as a column. Okay.
Good.
Now the next is that, okay, Tanvir, you have shown this in an Excel sheet that this is an employee table. You have a column ID, name, department, salary, and all those things. But how to create this table in a database? So that we will see now. Okay. So here I will log in. Let me log into this. Stay one. Okay, so this is the way how you can log into this site. I will recommend, so this is 1 minute. If you keep this idle for a long time, no, so this you have to log in again. Okay, 1 minute. Very simple. Even if you're working on official laptop, you can use this application. But you are free. You can practice on either wish, your wish. Okay, so yeah, this is the platform where you can practice. It is very simple interface. I will explain you all the things. Okay, so here we have to create a table with the name employee. Okay, so for that, what I will write, create table. Now, these two are known as reserved keyword, create and table. The moment you will write create and table, the SQL engine will understand that the user wants to create a table. Then it will ask you that, okay, what is the name of the table? Which, Gaurav, sorry, what, doing some drawing or what?
It is compulsory to take one space, like you.
I will answer.
Yeah, second and third.
He's drawing on the board. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. 1 minute. Someone is drawing on the board. Okay, so I will answer all those things. Okay, the spaces and all this stuff I will answer. But yes, between two reserved keyword, you have to give a space. Okay, so I have to write create table. Then what is the name of the table which you want to create here? Employee, right?
Employee.
So then you have to write that table name. So till now you are telling to SQL engine that SQL, I want to create a table with the name employee. Okay. After this, you have to tell what all columns you want. Like suppose if you want to construct a house, then you have to tell to architecture, no? Architect, no, that how many rooms you want, how many balconies you want, how many dining rooms you want, right? So that is what now I am telling that, okay, I want ID column. Then which column I want, guys? Name column.
Name
right?
column.
Then
department.
Then
Salary.
salary. Okay. So this is the basic syntax and very simple. I'm telling you how to create a table with these columns. Okay. Now, the next is when you are creating a table, you have mentioned the name that, okay, I want to create a table with the name employee, correct? Then within brackets, you have mentioned that what all columns you want, and you have to give it separated by comma. You see, I have given comma, right? And don't get confused that Tanvir, why few of these words are in blank, few of these words are in pink color. Ignore all those things for the timing. I will tell you why these colors are there. Can I request Sajjad, can you please go on mute? Okay, so after this, one more information you have to pass to the SQL engine. That information is what type of data you want to store in these columns. You might be thinking that why I should inform this to the SQL engine. What is the reason? I will explain all these things down the line. Okay. Even I know many of you know that, but we have many who are totally new to the IT industry, who are very the non-technical background. So it's my responsibility to tell each and everything. So we will cover all these things. Okay. In ID,
Tanvir, only small letter we can use or caps also we can use.
okay. When you're writing this table name or the column name, it is totally your wish. You write this is in lowercase or uppercase, that's not a problem. I will show you all those things down the. Okay, you might be thinking SQL is case sensitive or not. So I will explain you where it is case sensitive, where it is not case sensitive. But to answer your question here, if you want to write this column names in lowercase or uppercase, you can write it. That doesn't make any difference here. Hope that is clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now, after this, you have to tell to the SQL engine that in each of these columns, what kind of data you want to store, right? It is exactly like you are throwing a party. Okay. In that party, you have to understand that your guests, how many of them prefer veg, how many of them prefer non-veg, right? And accordingly, you have to prepare your buffet, correct? So here I have to inform to SQL engine that in ID, what kind of data I'll be storing. So in ID, what data I have here? It is like numbers or integers. Numeric, right? Something numbers or integers, right? So here I have to mention, I have to inform to SQL engine that SQL in ID I'll be storing integer, and you have to write as int. Okay, I know many of you, those who already know this, you might be thinking that Tanvir, but in my project I'm using number. Can I use number here? I will answer all this stuff. So please ignore it for the time being. Okay. So whenever you want to store in a column numbers or integers, you have to mark int. It stands for integer. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now coming to name. What kind of data you are storing in name? Alphabets, right?
Yes.
Something like A, B, C, D, something like that. So whenever you have to store alphabets, I am not coming to alphanumeric. Again, you'll be thinking, Tanvir, I want to store alphanumeric. What I have to do? I'm not coming to that. You'll be thinking, no, Tanvir, I want to store a special character. What to do? I'll be explaining all these things down the line. Okay. So when you want to store alphabets, in that case, you have to write varchar 50. You'll be confused here that what is this varchar? Why Tanvir has written 50? I will explain all these things. Okay. Varchar means variable character. Why the name is variable character? You might be thinking that Tanvir, in my project, I'm working on Oracle only, but I'm giving varchar 2. What is the difference? I know we will discuss all the stuff. Okay. So net what we understood so far, in a column when you want to store numbers or integers, you have to give int. When you want to store alphabets, you have to give varchar 50. Why? I have not answered now. We will discuss down the line. Okay. Now in department, now you guys tell me what should I write here? INT or varchar 50?
Varchar.
Varchar, right? Because department means something from A to Z alphabets will be using. So that is why I have to write varchar 50. Okay. Now in salary, what should I write?
Integer.
INT, because salary is something where we'll be storing either numbers or integers. Okay. Now, when once you have written your code, at the last give this colon, semicolon. Okay. This is a practice, because if you will use this practice in most of the platform, it follows like this. But here, even if I will remove it, no, it will work. But as a best practice, make it a habit of giving colon at the end of your query. And then how to run it? First of all, select the query what you want to run, and then click on run. You can see this run button, right? Green color. Hope it is visible to everyone. Just click on it. Now you see the output in the lower pane. It is telling you table created. So it means your SQL engine has created the table. Now, when you are running, when you're clicking on this run, so actually internally a lot of things are happening. Day before yesterday, I think I posted on my LinkedIn page cool facts about SQL. If you see the last point, I mentioned that when you click on the run button, parser will come into picture, optimizer will come into picture, syntax check, it will check, semantics check, it will check, it will make a query execution plan, it will check the best optimization route for your query. A lot of things happen internally. We'll discuss all these things. Okay. So I clicked on run button and SQL engine is telling that Tanvir table is created. Now I want to cross check whether the table is created correctly or not. Okay. So to cross check it, you have a command which is known as DESC. DESC stands for describe. Again, you might be thinking that no, Tanvir, DESC I'm using in order by. An order by I'm using order by DESC, it stands for descending. We are telling DESC is describe here. We will discuss all those things. Okay, and this is the only keyword in the entire SQL which has two different functionality. We will discuss about that. Okay. So just write DESC and the table name, and then again run it. When you're writing DESC table name, so it means you are requesting SQL engine to show the structure of this. Like when you're riding your bike or car, suppose the traffic police caught you. He will ask, no, okay, show me your license, show me that pollution paper and the registration and all those things, right? Similarly, you are asking SQL engine that, okay, if you have created this employee table, no, show me the structure of this. So to ask for the structure, what is the keyword you have to use? DESC. It stands for describe. Okay. And now click on the run button. Now check the structure of the table. Is it correct or not? What is the table name? Employee. That is fine. What all columns we have added? ID. Do you have ID here? Yes, column ID is present here. The next is name column. Do you have name column? Yes, it is present here. Then third column was department. Do you have department column? Yes, it is present here. Then the fourth one is salary. Do you have salary? Yes, it is here. Okay, it means the table is created. All the columns are present. Okay. What is the next one? Null. Ignore it for the time being. We will discuss what is null, why it is blank. We'll discuss all the system. Next is type. Type means data type. Here you might be thinking that Tanvir, here you have written ID and then INT. You told this INT stands for integer. Then why it is showing as a number? It happens. It will show as a number. Ignore this part as well. Don't worry about it. And all the other, check it, varchar 50, it is varchar 50 and then INT num. It is showing as varchar 2, we will discuss about all the system. So this is the basic syntax to create a table and to verify the structure of the table. Now, any questions so far? 1 minute, hold on. I know you'll be having a lot of questions. This is the basic syntax of create table I have shown. Don't think that the create table is over. No. Inside create, then you have a concept of check constraints. You have a concept of integrity constraints. You have a concept of adding primary key, adding composite primary keys. Okay, all those things we will discuss down the line once we'll get some maturity with this course. Okay, any question now?
Why we are giving space means like on second and fourth number?
Which space you are talking? Which
Like
one?
after employee, why we are not entering this query on second number? On third number, we are entering that query now.
On third line number you are telling?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, you can create it, you can keep it in any number. I can keep it in the second number. Your wish. You can write it here as well. It is not like you have to write from 2 only. No, you can keep it anywhere from here. It will work. Even if you want that, no, Tanvir, I want to break it in multiple lines. Break it in multiple lines. You can try it. Even it will work. Okay. Hope I answered your question. You just try it. Or if you have that access now, you can try it right now. But during my course, I recommend my students that don't just concentrate on my lecture. Once it is over, then practice it. What all questions you have, either post in the group or you connect with me, discuss the next day. Okay, you're free to ask questions. Hope I answered your question, Firoz.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question from this?
Actually, what is a SQL Management Studio? Another from there, we can work there also.
Oh, okay. You're talking about this. This is known as SQL Server, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. The only difference. We can do here also. I will show you here also. Okay. The only difference is like the car. No, we have car of Tata company, Honda company, Hyundai, Toyota, right? But the functionality of car, how the engine works overall, it is same. The way how you have to write is overall same. ABC, accelerator, brake, clutch, right? It is same. A little bit dashboard variance will be there. Look will be different. Cosmetic changes will be there. It is exactly like that. SQL is a standard one, and that has been the ANSI body that governs it. Only the vendors are different. This is by Microsoft, and the one which I'm showing you here, this is by Oracle. MySQL is by Oracle. Postgres is an open source DBware. Then you have Netezza, HNET. Then you have Teradata. Then you have for NoSQL again, you have MongoDB and all this. These are the vendors. Okay, but the syntax is same. Overall, it is same. Little bit difference is there, 0.5%. Okay, but if you have that SQL Server Management Studio, you can run it there as well. It will work. Okay. Fine. Any other question? Clear so far? Okay. So far,
one question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like in live scenario, we see in a database like cluster, there is a lot of database are there. So for creating a table, we have to go to that database, particularly select that, and then inside that we can create, or there is any query, I mean, to create directly into that database. We can select that data.
Good question. So when you're working in your project, so you will be having a schema database related to your specific project. So you have to create table in that particular schema only. Like here I can show you in that SQL Server Management Studio or Oracle platform. Left side, you can see this left side, no? Here, this will be giving you the information about all the databases what you have. And this is same whether you are in Postgres, you are in Oracle, you are on SQL Server, it will be same. Left side, it will show you all the databases what you have and the schema. So suppose if you want to create in a particular schema, you have to mention that. Suppose I want to create in a stage. While creating the table, I have to mention that a stage schema. Okay, that you have to mention. But here I'm telling you the generic one. So just have to create in this. Suppose you want to create in a stage schema, you write here stage dot. It will create in the stage schema. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Any other question?
So can you create this table in the MySQL Server once?
Oh, MySQL Server. Okay, let me show that. You will get an error message only if, okay, I will show you that. Already, I think employee table will be there, but let me show this. It is throwing error message because already this table is present. So let me delete the previous table first of all. Ignore this command what I'm writing, drop and all this stuff. We'll discuss about this things down the line. Actually, this was throwing error message because already a table with the name employee is present in the database. So as a rule, you cannot, the engine will not allow you to create two tables with the same name. Okay. So that's why I have deleted the previous table. Now I'm creating this again. Okay. Command completed successfully. The table we have created. Is that fine?
Yeah, and the describe. Want to see
Here, describe will not work. You have to use this execute special sp underscore help. Execute or sp underscore help. I forgot the exact command, but it's something like this. Let me check if it works. exec. Okay. Syntax. I forgot the exact command for this. I think this is the one. Okay, now you can see the structure. So here the describe will not work. You have to use exec sp underscore help and the table name. You can see the structure here, ID, name, department, salary is there, and what are the data type. You have many other information, you can ignore it. Okay,
so
these all.
So tell me one question I had. So come back to the Oracle ones.
Oracle part. Okay.
So as I can see that the table showing the name is ID, name, and department salary are showing in the caps, uppercase. And when I move to the SQL Server, it is showing as we created, like in a smaller cases. So is there any specific reason behind it, or?
Okay, that's what I told you in the beginning. That SQL is not case sensitive with your table name, with your column name. Okay. Whether it is coming in uppercase or lowercase, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter here. Now see here, this employee I have written in lowercase, right? Let me change this to uppercase. Okay, and let me execute this. Still you're getting the output. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly, let me show you an Oracle. This DSC employee is in lowercase. Let me mark it in uppercase. Still it is showing in the structure. So don't get confused with the table and columns with lowercase and uppercase. That doesn't matter here. That is case insensitive. When I'll be teaching with the data, data is case sensitive, whether you're working on Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, or MySQL Server Management Studio. So it is case sensitive with the data. The column names, the table names, ignore it. That is not case sensitive. On Postgres, your table and column names are case sensitive. There you have to be careful.
No, tell me what I'm asking, that when you put the details in the Oracle in lowercase, it is creating in the uppercase. Can you see the column, ID, name? This is showing in the uppercase. So once you put the same details in the MySQL Server, it is creating the same one, ID, integer, name in a smaller case. So is there any, I mean to say, this Oracle limitation or the SQL limitation?
No. That is what I'm telling you. This is not a limitation. Okay, this is not a limitation. This, even if it is showing in lowercase or uppercase, the tables and column names, that doesn't matter because it is case insensitive with that. If the data, I will show you after this. If I'm inserting data, suppose a Tom, TOM uppercase, and if Oracle is showing in uppercase and SQL Server is showing in lowercase, that's an issue. But table and column name, it is case insensitive. So that doesn't matter whether it is showing in lowercase or uppercase.
Okay. Thank you.
But for data, it is important. If data it is showing in different cases, that's a concern that we have to look into that why it is different, because SQL is case sensitive with data, not with this table names, the column names, the reserved fields.
Yeah, okay.
Because,
in my company, I don't use the Oracle one. We use the MySQL Server. That's why.
Fine. This is not a concern. It can show upper, lower, anything. Okay, that's not a problem.
Thank you. Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so now here we have seen how to create a table.
Yeah.
Yes,
in Oracle, column ID is showing number type, and MS SQL it is showing integer. Is there any difference?
No difference. That's what I told you. Ignore that part. No difference. Even it is showing as INT number, they mean the same. Now I see here name. It is showing as varchar, right?
Varchar. Yeah.
See, in Oracle, it is showing varchar 2. Okay, so ignore all this thing. That's why I told you in the beginning. To quickly answer this, Oracle has announced that they will be using varchar 2 down the line, and they have suggested all the developers to not to use varchar. They are decommissioning it because varchar they are assigning some other data type to that. Okay, but to keep it simple for the time being, I'm showing here varchar, because if I will use varchar 2 on the SQL server, no, it will not work. If you have access to that SQL server, you can use with varchar 2, it will throw error message, because varchar 2 is especially for Oracle only. That's why I'm not triggering all this discussion. You will get confused. But down the line, when we'll get some little bit maturity level, I will come to all this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, fine. Any other question, anyone? Okay. So we have created the table. We have seen the structure of that. Again, I will tell you, please don't get confused with the different vendors. The syntax is almost same. The basic underlying architecture is same. The concept is same. Little bit keyword variations will be there, and that will be hardly 1%. Okay. So fine, you have created table now. What next? What you will do after table creation? You have constructed a house. What next?
Insert the data.
Insert the data, right? After you have constructed the house, either you will go and stay there or you will rent it, right? So similarly, the next task is to insert the data. Now to insert the data, now see here, I will write everything in uppercase just to show you that this is case insensitive. It doesn't matter if you're writing in lowercase or uppercase. So then I will write insert into. This insert into again is a reserved keyword. A reserved keyword means those keywords which SQL engine have a special meaning. The SQL engine will understand that what I have to do. The moment I will write an insert into, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants to insert some data. Then you have to mention, you have to inform SQL engine that in which table you want to insert data. So I'm writing employee. I want to insert data into the employee table. Why? Because in a database, we have a lot of tables, 100 tables, 1000 tables. So if you're not mentioning the table in which you have to insert data, SQL will get confused and it will throw error message. So that's why explicitly you have to mention that in which table you want to insert data. That's why I've written here insert into employee. Okay. Then values. What values you want to insert here? Okay. So the first thing is ID. ID is 1. What was the name for ID 1 I have mentioned here? Raj, I think I mentioned. I forgot. Okay, whatever it may be. Suppose I'm keeping here Raj. And suppose the department is tech. And suppose the salary is 100. Okay. So this is the one of the way. I'm not saying this is the only way. There are many other ways for inserting data. We will see all those things. But this is one of the simplest way how to insert data in a table. Insert into employee, the values. So ID is 1, name is Raj, department is tech, salary is 100. Now let me run this. Check the output. It is telling that 1 row inserted. SQL engine is telling you that we have inserted 1 record for you. Now, if I want to cross check, if I want to verify whether this record is inserted successfully or not. So for that, what you have to do, you have to use this query select a star from. The meaning of this is you are telling SQL engine that I want something. Whenever you're writing select no, it means you are telling SQL engine that I want something. I want some data. A star means you want all the columns. This star is a big topic of discussion. We'll discuss about this. Okay. You want all the columns from. From is which table? So I want from employee table. Just now run this and verify if the data is inserted or not. You got this data? 1 Raj, take and 100. Is that clear? Hello, is that clear, guys?
Yes.
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 Okay. Now, this is case sensitive. If I have written Raj in uppercase, this must be in uppercase here. If I have written tech in uppercase, this must be in uppercase here. Okay, because this is data. Data is case sensitive. Now, let me insert another data. with a lowercase. Suppose ID 2. Can I request you guys to please go on mute? Now I'm inserting 2. Oh, okay. So now you see I'm inserting it's in lowercase. And suppose the salary is 1. Now see everything is in lowercase. Okay. I'm inserting it. 1 row inserted. Now let's check it. So again, when you want to see the data, you have to use select star from employee. Now see, this is in lowercase or not? Abdul HR, it is in lowercase, right? So that's what I told you. Data is case sensitive. If you are inserting in uppercase, it must be displayed in uppercase. If you're inserting in lowercase, this must be displayed in lowercase. Let me show this into the SQL Server as well. You can run both the queries in one go. That is also allowed. Okay. Now, if you want to check whether data is loaded or not, so what is the query for that? Select star from employee. Okay. Now run it. Here you have this execute button. Click on it. Now see here. Raj is in uppercase. Tech is in uppercase. Abdul is in lowercase. HR is in lowercase. This is what I was telling you. Data is case sensitive. If you are inserting in uppercase, this has to be in uppercase. If you're inserting in lowercase, this has to be in lowercase, irrespective of the vendor, whether you're working on Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, or any other. Okay. Any questions so far?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
So actually, we are creating database or table and inserting data into local computer, right? So how can we create data or store data in cloud or a server?
Okay, you see, that's a different topic of discussion. And maybe I think you were asking from Snowflake perspective. Okay. So actually the one which I'm showing you to load data, I'm using insert into and all those things. Okay. But in project when you are using, so for there you're using a loader or your data engineer, this is a responsibility of data engineer. Okay, that if they're getting data in the .csv file or .xls file or .xml file or JSON file, how they have to load data. Okay, there they will use the loader concept. Okay, but here I am showing you that if you have to insert data in a table, so this is the simplest way you can insert. But practically in projects, we don't use it. Okay, and interviews, no one is going to ask you a question that how you will insert data in a table using this insert query. This is just the simplest one I'm showing you, that if you have a table, how you can insert few records. Suppose if you have 1 million record, you cannot use this query insert into. For that, you have to create a separate script, either using Python or the SQL or the PL SQL, and then you have to load the data either to the full load or incremental. Okay, that's a totally different topic of discussion actually. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question?
I have one question.
Yes.
Can you go to SQL Management Studio?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
After create table, is it necessary to execute this SP help employee? Since like only if you select only create table and execute.
No, this is not mandatory. This is only when you want to see the structure of a table, then you have to run this.
No.
Otherwise, this is not mandatory.
That is also no need for if you need to structure. If you only select create table and that's all, then it will show also ID name.
Yes. You are correct. Even if I will use this, it will show me this structure, but this will not show you the reader type, no? Right? Reader type is not visible.
I am telling if you write only create table employee ID integer means that's all up to semicolon and execute, then table will create automatically. So no need to execute SP.
No. Correct. You are correct. No need to execute this. You are correct.
Yeah.
This just I have shown you that sometime what happens now, you want to see the structure. Then it is you can execute this, you will show you the structure. But this is not mandatory. If you want, you can execute it. If you don't want, you leave it. Not an issue.
So,
Okay.
same thing also you can do there. Means in
Oh, same
Oracle
thing here also. If you don't want to
Okay.
see the structure, remove this. This is as per your wish. Remove it. That is not mandatory. This is just an optional. Sometimes what happens, you want to see the structure of a table. What are the data types are there? You can use it. Otherwise, if you don't want, leave it. It is not mandatory. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Any other question? Okay.
So, then we one question. So every time we need to type the insert into employee in order to key the
That
information.
that is what I told you. Like, actually, sometime when you're working as a data analyst or business analyst, no, sometimes you have to mock data. You have to insert some data for testing a particular scenario, doing some analysis. In those scenarios, we use this insert escape. But when you're loading bulk data, that is the responsibility of data engineer. They have to create pipeline. They will load data, the million records. Okay, fine. So that for that we have separate escape to load the million data. How we can load. So that's a different topic of discussion.
Okay.
Okay. This is just I'm showing you that when you want to insert data, this is the basic syntax of. In loading, many concepts are there. Full load, how to load, historical load, how to load, current load, incremental load, truncate and load. Different techniques are there for that. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Any other question?
In create table, if will age will come, so it will be age or that.
In create
Integer.
table, now I don't have any column with the name age. But if your question is that Tanvir, okay, fine, we have filtered this employee table, ID, name, department, salary is there. But maybe now my manager is telling that we want age as well or location as well. And I want to add that new column. Maybe if this is your question, then what we have to do is for that we have a command or keyword known as alter. Okay. Through alter, you can add a new column in this table. That is possible. Okay. Or maybe if you want to rename the existing column, you can do that. We will study about this down the line. But to answer your question that can we add a new column once the table is created? Yes, you have that option. You can use this alter keyword and through that you can add a new column.
I am asking that
if
I
you
am
want
asking
to
that
add
age
one
is a
more column.
integer.
Oh, 1 minute, let Satya complete. Yeah, Satya.
I am asking that age is a integer value or it is like only age. Means what you will write? Like ID is integer. So age will be
Age, what you will store in age? Tell me first. In number or what?
number.
Number for that, what data type we are using? INT. We will keep INT.
Okay.
Okay. Next, Sayyid Firoz, you asking something?
Yeah, sir, if we will alter the column, so if we want to add one more column like location, so we can enter like this now, alter location.
Alter table and then add a column. There is a syntax for that. I'm not jumping into that now. Okay. If you're interested in syntax, let me know. I will share the syntax with you. But I'm just telling that there is a scope. Once you have filtered a table, after that, if you want to add a column, we can add that. That is possible using alter command. Even if you want to delete an existing column, suppose you thought that, okay, salary, I don't want to show. You can delete it. Suppose you thought that, okay, department DEPT, I want to show full DEPARTMENT. That is also possible. Suppose you thought that employee table, this name doesn't look good, give some other name. That is also possible. So once you have filtered the table, you can modify the structure. That is allowed. And with the help of alter keyword, we can do all these things. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other question? Okay. Yogesh, do you have a question? Jay, okay, yeah.
Actually, when I'm trying to, download the Oracle server at my desktop, so it is asking several details like company
Oracle
name and all.
server.
What
Okay,
you are
You
saying?
can
Yeah.
give some dummy name. You can give dummy name, anything.
Yeah.
ABCD, something like that. That
Thank
will
you.
work. Just your Gmail ID should be correct. And the password, what you will give, that is your, it is not mandatory to give your Gmail password. You can give any password.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
One thing you have to take care, Oracle Live SQL, once you have logged in and you will keep it idle for some time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, it will automatically log out. and again you have to log in there. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jayesh.
So when I executed this query select star from employee, after that I'm getting data as this first row ID 1, then ID 2. After that ID 1, ID 2. I'm getting 4 row.
Because what happened? No, you have executed this twice. See, this one, if I will execute it again, let me run it again. I will get the duplicate record because this data will be inserted twice. Now check, it will duplicate. I think that's what you have done. You see, it's duplicate data.
Yes, sir. Okay.
That's what, maybe that's what you have done.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. I will stop here and we will continue with the next topic. Continuation of this, we will take it from tomorrow, same time, 8 to 10. You all know the timing. We will share a new link tomorrow in the target group only. Now all the conversation will happen in the target group. We will share this demo recording in the generic group. Okay, so that's all from mine. If you have any question, you can connect with us. So any final question now? Anyone?
Sir, one last question.
Yes, okay.
Date, if date will come, date in the create table date will come.
If
so
you
it will
have
be-
date, if you have date, like suppose you want to add date of birth or something like that. So you, for that we have date keyword. Suppose you want to add date of birth. Okay, DOB, date of birth. For that you have to use this date as a data type. We'll discuss about that. Date had, and then you have time stamp and all these things.
For all different data type is there, means like
Yeah. Then you have float and many other things are there. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Sir, for payment regarding you have to fill any Google form or you have to directly.
No, nothing.
So
You
directly
connect
to
with
the
us on the personal window. Okay, in the generic group, you can see we three are the admins. I, Firdaus, and Danish is there. You can connect with any one of us, and you can let me know if you are interested. All the very few seats we will allow now. Almost 80% seats are reserved. Okay, and that will be totally first come first serve basis. And please don't compel it after that to get admission. We follow strictly limited seat policy. Okay. So, any final question?
No.
No. Okay. Fine then, guys. Thank you. Let's connect tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, Tanvir, one
Thank you,
question.
Tanvir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, it's not about SQL. It's just like general. So, like we can post jobs openings in groups if like because
No.
Yeah.
That group was only for
Okay.
SQL discussion. No other discussion. For jobs, we have a separate group. I will share that link. You can join that if you're interested.
Because like there are a lot of openings in and I can see aspiring analyst and here. So that's
thanks
why
a lot. Thanks a lot for your support. Much appreciated. I will share that link of jobs, and please, and really much appreciated. So I will share that group link. You can join there. Okay.
Sure.
Any other question, anyone? I think someone was asking some question at the time. No. Okay. Fine. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye.